Aulia, please tell us who you are.
Hi, Carolyn. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Just call me Ollie. That's my nickname. Um, I have a very long full name, Aulia Rachmat Sungkar. I know it's not a common name, particularly for those living in the West. I'm a writerpreneur. It's a blend of writer and entrepreneur. That's what I do for a living. As a writerpreneur, I treat writing as a business. I own and run a writing agency, provided services for corporate clients across major industries. That's what I do for a living. Before I embarked on entrepreneurship, I was a journalist. Well, I'm still a journalist myself. Journalist was an entryway for me to embark on entrepreneurship. However, being writer and journalist was not really what I aimed during my college. And you want to ask question or?
Yes, I am. What I was going to ask you, Ollie, was what excites you about journalism and writing?
Well, initially, I started when I was after I graduated from high school. I studied English in Melbourne, Australia, and then I moved to California. I took classes at the community college, and then I transferred to the University of Arizona in Tucson. And after I got my bachelor's degree in business and accounting, I worked for a couple of years to obtain work experience. My goal was to go back home for good to continue my father company. My father owned an interior and decoration manufacturing company whose products were supplied to about 50 department stores across the country. He also engaged in export business in which he exported Indonesian commodities like fresh fruit to countries like Saudi Arabia and the Netherlands. Well, my father expected me to take over the business since I'm the oldest. But the thing, I know there were some factors like economic and political challenges, but I realized what made me fail was not knowing my own people. Because perhaps because I lived in the West for a long time, and when I got home, I got a culture shock. I didn't even know my own people. So knowing people is very important in dealing business. And this actually remind me when my father gave me a book to read. It's a How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. The first two chapters have been always guiding me ever since. The first one was about people, the importance of people. Well, you can provide good quality services. You can provide whatever you think is best for a business. But if you have communication breakdown, if you don't understand people, then there is a possibility that your business will not sustain. Should I continue?
Yes, of course. What I was going to ask you was, it's obviously the authors that have inspired you were Dale Carnegie and Sir Winston Churchill, because we've talked about that.
Yeah.
When you are inspired, what is it about those authors in particular that sparks your interest?
Okay. Actually, like I have a three leaders in the history whom I admire. First is Dale Carnegie.
Yes.
So the first chapter is about people and the importance of people in business is very significant for me. And then I don't have the book, but I admire Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill, I admire him for being resilient, for being consistent. He also known for his strategic vision because back then there there were wars, and Churchill was also a writer, and he used words to empower and encourage people.
Yes.
He used words to encourage and empower people while calling for the importance of resilience. He didn't make a prime minister until his later age. But then, because of his being persistent, he made it that way. And also, there's one person, is from Asia. I got the book here. I'm sure you heard about this, General Sun Tzu. The book is very famous. It is in Indonesian language. The book is called Art of War, which also used for many traders and investors. And just like Dale Carnegie and Winston Churchill's, the General Sun Tzu emphasized the importance of people, not only people, knowing people and enemy, because that's actually what make him famous, knowing people and enemy, and respect people. People deserve to be respected. Speaking of respecting people, it recalls me of the second chapter of Dale Carnegie's book. It's like people needs respect more than just authority. You can ask people to do things, but then people basically don't care about the position. They care about respect. They care about being appreciated.
I remember you telling me about the being inspirational is more powerful than authority, and you've given a wonderful example of that. Ollie, where would you say you're happy, and in that happy phase, that helps you to overcome any difficulties that you've had?
My happiness is, well, my happiness is, I'm trying to be happy every day. Okay, being happy is very important, other than healthy. I'm trying to avoid being stressed and keep happy, but I know I'm just a human being. Everybody's in the world is human being. Sometimes I feel sad, sometimes I feel happy. The most happiest stage that I can have is where I achieve something in my work, whether it's deadline or okay, let me rephrase it. I cannot be happy alone. I need to be around people to be happy. So traveling is one way for me to make myself happy. And when I travel, I don't really travel for shopping, but I travel to learn culture and people. It's like when you find people, the right people that fit your characters, that's where happiness is. Yeah. And I appreciate friendship. It's like real friends is when when you are down, when you are sad, when you have something that you want to talk about, that's where the real friends come up.
Yes, we talked about LinkedIn in terms of that's how we met. And
Mhm.
the social media platform of LinkedIn is crucial in my work. So how do you perceive LinkedIn and the connections that you've made? Who in all your connections have inspired you?
Well, LinkedIn is a professional platform. I think it's the best professional platform. Perhaps the way I see it's the only platform for professionals to connect. And I have connected with a lot of people from different background, different sectors. And well, I think you are one of them. I like reading your posts, especially your writing. You have a flair in your writing.
Thank you.
It's like a song. It's not song. It's poetic. It's a poetic. It's a blend. Your writing is a blend of poetic and futuristic. and I like the way you express about things in life in the style of your writing. And other people that I admire, they're not really writer, but they come from various industries. For example, Jeffrey McCulty. Jeffrey McCulty, yeah, I often engage in his posts. He's an expert in the sector of retail, and also admire Harry Flair with his leadership savvy, and also Frank Feder with his view of artificial intelligence and technology.
Thank you. When you look at how LinkedIn has performed and is quite a crucial networking platform, how do you see, because you talked about engaging there and interacting, and those are the people that you admire. What is it about them that attracts you to want to discuss things further and add to that?
Well, yeah, because life is about learning. We stop learning until the day we don't stop learning until the day we die. And LinkedIn is one great platform where you can not only engage with the right people, but also having like exchange thought while you're learning from each other. Well, you can learn from many aspects. You can learn things from travel. When you travel, you're learning a lot of things. You can read from the book. You can meet the right people to have a contact and engage in conversation. LinkedIn is a good way to have a engagement with other professionals, and to enrich not only your knowledge but also build wider network.
Would you say that um, I would look at some of the people that I've connected with, and they've become firm friends. They've become people who I've worked with. So I would say they've become my clients. So in your case, Ollie, where would you say that LinkedIn has provided customers for you?
Yeah, actually, I don't feel I wanna mention the name of the company, but yes, I have ever since I built my company 10 years ago. Yeah, I one of some of my companies that I have built the relationship, I got it from LinkedIn. And sometimes it's not just the client, sometimes like people whom I met in LinkedIn, and then they give me references where I have to approach, and boom, and it depends on how you approach. Well, at least they give me a reference.
Yes, testimonials and recommendations are vital.
Yes, testimonials is one way to enrich your resume. I would say I like to see people's profile on LinkedIn rather than their CV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there is now a surge of banner work and new profiles and new pictures. And there's a lot of color in that. And it brings and adds more attraction to people's work. And
Yeah.
so that leads me into my next question. What message would you give to the audience in your experience of a inheriting your father's company and then turning out into a business which was writing and publishing? What message do you want to give?
Well, do not underestimate the importance of people. Yes, having skills and knowledge are important, but again, life consists of people. People are how we connect to sustain or to build and sustain our business and or career that you want to pursue. Well, I, as I said earlier, I failed managing my father's company because of culture shock that led to not knowing my own people and having lack for understanding about people. it's not good for a business. And also, I'm a journalist. I don't know if I told you, uh, I've been journalist for English publications. I'm an exophonic writer. If you heard about the term exophonic, the terms was coined like in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. It's for people whose profession are writer in language other than their mother tongue. So I can write in English better than in Indonesian. So my first language in writing is English, but my mother tongue when I speak, my first language is Indonesian. So English is not my native language, Indonesian is my but Indonesian is my native language. That's the term exophonics. Um, but then when I opened the business, I was thinking because most people in Indonesia they don't understand English. So the writing service that I provide, most of my client want in Indonesian. That's where I needed the people, my team. So I built a team of writers. So my company now provide writing in English, Indonesian, and Mandarin. I don't even know Mandarin, but I know the right writer whom has contributed to my business. So again, it's all about people. So that's why respect people, appreciate them, be nice, and because you cannot achieve something without the help of others.
Thank you. The skills provide opportunities. The trust provides opportunities. So
Yes.
your skills in terms of your languages and your publications are massive opportunities to put out there. And I'd like to thank you for everything that you've shared with us. And I look forward to asking you to take us on the next chapter of Ollie's work in publishing work. And finally, the last question to you would be, where is Ollie's happy place?
My happy place is where I can be happy.
Yes.
My happiest place, okay. My hap some people my happiest place is home, but home for me is it doesn't mean here in Jakarta. Home for me is wherever I can be, regardless where I travel, and I can break the ice of people and it's surrounding there. Yeah.
Yes, it's inside of you.
Yeah, so I can live anywhere actually, as long as I the people and the culture fit me.
Yes. Thank you so
Like
much.
the old saying, be a Roman when you're in Rome.
Yes,
That's my happy place.
being you.
Yeah, being me.
Thank you, Aulia, for being here and taking part in this wonderful conversation on a Tuesday. Look after yourself and take care.
Take care. Thank you, Carolyn.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one.
Thank you.